I first met Erick in St. Louis. Like, I remember when I first got there, not a lot of the staff were there yet, and I would help him out with the workouts in the morning. So we got to know each other in my 4 years in St. Louis. The reason he was my first choice is he's unique as a strength and conditioning coach, because the most important part of his day is the hour or two he spends with the guys. Like, he cares about them, and I watch guys get stronger, respond to him well, and get better, which helped them on the court. So to me, that was an easy choice.
Last 9 years here in Utah, BYU Snow, now Utah. What brought you to the University of Utah after those other stops?
Coach Jensen gave me a call. I was down there at Snow working junior college, and I was kind of in retirement mode, I guess you could say. I've always said that if I get back in at this level, I said, I got to work for somebody I know and somebody I believe in and somebody that we can have purpose moving forward. It came down to two guys basically, and Coach Jensen was one of those guys. So when he gave me the call, I was like, man, this is kind of like a pipe dream for me, so let's go. And I know how he operates, I know he wins, I know his relationships with the guys and how he does it, and it was really just a no-brainer for us.
So where did you and Coach Jensen first connect?
We first connected at St. Louis University. When Rick Majerus got the job there, it was me, Porter Moser, Rachel Becker, and Al. We were pretty much the first four. And Coach was a GA at the time, so being a weight room guy, and the GA is kind of like, he's an in the trenches guy, relationships with all the players. We just kind of hit the ground running there and just, built the team and learned the city and got to know each other really well there.
Obviously, Rick Majerus is a huge name at this institution. What was your experience at St. Louis like with Rick?
One thing about Coach is that you always knew where you stood. And, sometimes he'll throw some venom at you and it would sting, and he knew the buttons to push for sure. But, more than anything though, I think with Coach, it was the way that he treated my family. Every game, it was sharing pizza or, win or lose, it was always the same, and just a great guy, and he really knew how to put people together. And, we're still tight with just about everybody from that staff.
What's it been like, having not maybe that basketball background, but now being immersed with college basketball?
For somebody in my position, some guys really do enjoy the sport. I enjoy the people. Just with Coach Jensen coming here and, knowing the kind of kids that he's going to bring in, know the kind of program that he's going to run. And if you're not a quality person, you're not going to survive in this program. So, that was the most attractive thing to me. And as my career has gone forward, whether it's coming out of Ohio State and getting into basketball at Wright State, moving to St. Louis, BYU, it's always been about the people more than it has the sport.
Do you have a philosophy? Something you kind of bring to this job as Director of Sports Performance? Philosophy and an approach with these athletes today?
Really, as far as athletics goes and performance goes, I really just base my programming around 7 basic movement patterns. And, if we can master those, then, that's going to transfer out onto the court. I don't really do a whole lot of fancy stuff. I don't really get into the trends. I stay with what works, keep the guys healthy, keep them out on the court, and get them better, because consistency is going to get you better, and the best ability is availability. So we kind of go by that. Keep them on the court, let the coaches coach them up, and hopefully we win some games.
So last thing, what are your early impressions of this group of guys that you're working with now that have come in from all different places?
I like them. I like the fact I think they're edgy. I don't think we have a bunch of pleasers. But I think they all want to get better. I think they all want to win.
Certainly a group you can work with.
Oh yeah, I think for sure. I think the culture's getting there. It's all about stacking days. So, but the first 3 weeks have been pretty good.